One, go live. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Easy Beasy podcast where B and Z love to keep it nice and easy. I'm your host, Zayo, and over there with
I'm B.
Brandon, B and Z. You
Brandon.
know what it is.
Yes.
We are here with a very special Father's Day edition of the Easy Beasy podcast. Happy
Yes.
Father's Day for all the fathers out there.
Yes.
Just gotta give them their props, Just
Yep.
That's all the dads.
Grandpops, future
grandpops,
fathers, everyone that's gonna be father.
Right.
Dogs, cats.
Yeah. Shout out to all the daddy dogs and the daddy cats and all the daddy animals in between. Have you heard of dad strength? Have you heard of that, Brandon? Have you heard of that? It's basically, this theory where like you have a kid, your strength multiplies.
Oh yeah.
And you just, you gain another gear, another gear onto your strength. So for any of you out there who want to, get stronger, but you don't want to go to the gym and work out, just have kids, bro. I'm telling you, trust me, just start popping them out left and right, and boom, you'll be lifting 300 pounds.
Look, I know, not the same thing, but you look at China, look at the nation, so many big population, look how strong they are.
I mean, so China, they had a one-child policy for like a minute, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And then they got rid of it a few years ago. But I think India now has either surpassed it in population or is like their rate of population growth has surpassed China's. Is one of the two. But they're very, very close in population to around 2 billion, each for both of them, which is crazy. Man. Like,
especially in India, because of all the pollution and everything, it's like crazy.
I was seeing I saw a news report the other day on the pandemic and stuff going on in India, and it's just there's such a large concentration of people, in a lot of these areas, and a lot of the time they're poor areas, places without proper running water, sanitation, like all the stuff that we have here and we take for granted here.
Yes.
Are not available over there. So what ends up happening is that you create a situation where you're more easily exposed to contaminants and to spreading diseases, and social distancing is less and less of a reality or something you can realistically do, especially when you're in an environment that you have to put your survival at the forefront every single day above anything else. And some people have to pick and choose which situation or which position they put themselves in, because they don't have any other choice. It's either I like do what I have to do and live my life, or
survival to the finish,
or try to stay away and survive, and social but like it's just a whole different environment there. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy, man.
So like I even like a comedian went over there because they had a show and everything. It's crazy, like what is it? Even like how we, he's talking about the differences, the similarities between us, United States, and all the other countries or anything. Like, we know the reason why they appreciate, cows. Like, as after learn a little more about it, it's believed that if you see a cow, right, in India, it's believed to be a reincarnated person.
Yeah, that is a part of the culture of Hinduism. I mean, not
Yes.
culture, religion. Sorry, the religion of Hinduism.
And it's so crazy. Like, say, like, here, if we had to stop by, to keep going on the street, if we see a cow walking on the street and it starts to lay down on the ground, right, you will be forced to, turn off your car and wait until the cow moves.
So you can't touch it. You
You
can't.
can't touch it. You
You
can't
can't
honk
honk
at
at
it.
it.
You can't do nothing to it.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to look into different different religions and like kind of see, because there are so many different there's so many different ways people approach uh have the approach their religions.
Yes.
I know Buddhism, it's like, so hopefully someone correct me if I'm wrong, but they don't even have like an afterlife or anything. The Buddhism is like you're focusing on now your body, your presence in the current moment, and that's like what you're supposed to, like. And there's a common misconception that you're supposed to worship the Buddha. You're not. You're not. That's not. Um, but um, I was watching this one guy, and he basically, his story was that he was, lost, and he didn't really have much direction in life, and then one thing led to another. He ended up going to a Buddhist temple, um, you know, in Nepal, and you know, he ended up converting to Buddhism, and he shaved his head and became a monk, and like just completely gave his life to the thing, and now to the to Buddhism, and now he's has a YouTube channel. I want to shout out his channel because he's a very small YouTuber. I don't know how I came across him, but he a lot of the teachings and stuff that they have throughout all these religions, like be kind to one another, peace,
Yes.
prosperity, all of that. You um you you really it's just, when I see it and I like listen to people and their different perspectives, it just makes me even more confused as to why we have so much conflict, because we have so many similarities when it comes to things that we prioritize or things that we hold, to higher
Yeah.
standards or whatever. It's just everyone has their own different spin on it, and so that's why a lot of the times there ends up being like conflict, because you end up focusing on your differences more than your similarities. I don't know. It's very important for us to like really just keep that in mind. And I don't know. I honestly speaking, when it comes to like all the major religions and stuff, which one to you do you feel like outside of what you believe in, or outside of whatever you think, whatever what like kind of you want to know about some more, or like kind of fascinates you?
Hmm. Well, let's see. What religion would be more interesting for me? Probably Judaism. Possibly Judaism.
Mm.
It it seems very like strange. Like, we know like the basic Christianity or Islamic stuff, but Judaism, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know much about it. I know as much as ever Buddhist. I am a Buddhist myself, but you know, I hardly know anything about being Buddha. Because look, as a kid, when you go to the temple, right? You don't go into the temple and do like the prayer stuff with the monks. You know what kids like us would do at the temple?
What?
We get to go run around the whole temple, like outside with water guns, and play with each other.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, that kid stuff.
Yeah. So
Kid
like
stuff.
when we have New Year's here in Georgia, as a kid, I used to go. We can have like a ball, a water balloon, put shaving cream and throw it at people, or remember Smack Cam? I think.
Smack cam. Good lord, bro. You remember the oh man, you remember the vine where it was like smack cam and then the mom turns around with the knife. So I hope you
I hope you better not.
be dead. Oh man. Oh, I miss Vine.
Oh,
Don't
speaking
even
of
get me on
Vine,
that.
you remember the one, but that guy on the piano said, "I'm a hop off from my porch playing the piano," and said,
Yeah,
and he's like shut the f up, right? The other
yeah,
guy. I think I seen like where he came back, and he's on you. I don't know what
yeah.
platform.
Lennar. Is his
Yeah,
name's Lennar Young, I want to say.
yeah,
Yeah, he's on YouTube. He's been on YouTube for a while now doing, a lot of the people who start off on Vine,
are on now on
move
YouTube.
move to YouTube. I mean, we talk about the Paul brothers all the time,
Yes,
right?
the part. So there's like
Um,
Summerella, Mighty Doug. No, D Storm was based on YouTube before Vine, but he said then he went to Vine and back to YouTube here and there. Um,
yeah.
there's just too many of the YouTubers or Viners on YouTube.
Do you think TikTok is going to have the same thing happen where people who got their name on TikTok, they're going to move over to YouTube, or vice versa? Like what do you think is
Mm,
gonna what do you think the social media landscape is gonna be in like the next 5 years? Because I
well,
I feel like YouTube has just gotten to the point where it's such a it's such a ubiquitous um video sharing platform. Everyone, you know, knows YouTube, goes to YouTube, whatever. I
yes,
feel like it would be very difficult for something to replace it at this point. Like people were pushing for Daily Motion at one point, or Vimeo, or and stuff like that, but it's just like, nah. I mean, YouTube has Google backing it now, so um, I feel like unless like Apple was like, hey, we want to make our own thing, or Facebook like wanted to make a video specific platform that's outside of Facebook or Instagram, or anything like that, I feel like that's the only way, because YouTube is just. But TikTok came out of nowhere,
yes.
so that leads me to believe or feel like that something might be coming in the near future that we just don't expect. So what would that even
Uh,
look like? You know?
so right now I can see where it's going because YouTube is really pushing, YouTube Short, a rival against TikTok. But what I'm seeing now is these audio chat rooms, like social audio chat rooms, right? We have
Right.
Clubhouse. Now we got Spotify Green Room,
Twitter Spaces.
Twitter Spaces, Facebook's coming out with one, LinkedIn's coming in with one. I'm not sure else. But before I do something risky, there's a problem displaying on the Zoom meeting right now. It says I'm live streaming, right?
Okay.
And you remember the last time we did this, we both used instant transmission. All right.
Okay. Don't touch it. So what is it asking you to do? Don't. All right, guys. You guys are getting a little behind the scenes of some of the
Yeah.
things we have
So
to go through.
so
Just don't touch anything. Just don't touch. Just I don't know. I don't know. If
it
we one
says
of us disappears, y'all, um, it means we crossed over into another dimension. We won't be coming back for another 50 years. I'll make sure to bring snacks and souvenirs. So
okay.
I don't know what else
So
to say.
right now it says this meeting is being live streamed, right?
Okay.
It says if I consent to being in here, I agree to be live streaming, right?
Yeah.
And here are my options. Got it button or leave meeting button. But last
Uh
last
let's
time
just
we
say got it. Let's just
last time we did this, we
okay. Just don't even
both.
touch it. Just don't even touch
No,
it. As a matter of fact,
I'm gonna touch it.
don't even touch it. Just don't even touch it. Just don't even touch it. Because
But look, if I don't touch it, I can't end the live stream in the future.
Okay, when okay, when we're about to end, then then stop it. Because I feel like if we do anything, um, it's going to spontaneously combust and explode. Guys, I just want to say for those people out there who don't think or who watch Twitch or watch any like kind of like streamers or anything like that, I don't know. This whole experience doing a podcast has really opened my eyes to all the stuff that they go through, because especially
Yes,
when you do it, when you're doing something live, and that makes it even crazier when people have TV shows. Now, to be fair, most television is not live, right?
true. They're like
Um,
reruns or pre-recorded.
right. Either that or what they do, they because most of the time they tape ahead, right? When you're on um uh because I think maybe there's like a delay when it comes to some news stations a little bit, or like I know live award shows definitely for sure.
Yes, yes, for sure.
um because there might be like profanity or something in the FCC. They you know they can't have any of that, so
Yep.
they kind of like have it a little bit delayed so that they can account for anything that might happen. But for the most part, like the stuff that is live is like very live, and it's anything that happens, um it's
It
just
just
there, it's a part of
it.
it.
Yep. So like
So
if I press one of these buttons, who
please
knows?
don't, please let's move. No, 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 don't press anything. Please don't press anything. Please don't
I know.
it.
So like
Okay.
like
but
um
because because I've been wanting to really look into getting um into television, right?
yes.
And the thing about television is there are so many moving parts, and there's so many people. It's especially because there are two things I that have stuck out to me in terms of what I've seen and learned as from other people's experiences. I had a college teacher. Um, his name is Mr. Shaven. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing his name. I had a college professor, and he was the guy who oversaw Fox 5 News. I don't know if you guys
Yo.
know Fox 5. Um, he's the guy that oversaw Fox 5 News. So every time the news would come on, they would tell, okay, he would come in the morning, they would tell him all the news stories they have. He'd be like, okay, that's good. Go out to the field and get the story. So they literally send them in a van. They go with all their equipment. They go and they interview people, and they
Yes.
put it together. Then they put the footage into the van. They live edit it. Excuse me. They live edit it. On the spot. They put it together. They write the script, story, the voiceover.
Yes.
For all the stories, and then they come together and they're like, okay, we're gonna put this first and that first and this first, and by the end of it, you get all the way into 5 o'clock, and um then it's the live aspect of it with the news anchor, and then the news anchor has to read. It's really cool,
It
all the
is.
moving parts and stuff, but it's so hectic. It's
Yes. So like
so hectic, man.
what is that? I know I think you're exploring to this portion slow motion like this way slow what do you call it slow pixel what do you call it slow movies like when you had to do a scene by scene like a Lego that's Legos that we
Stop
want to say
motion.
stop motion there it is it wasn't so like let's imagine you had to catch 1,000 scenes but how many times would it take you to record all of that.
I mean, don't get me started on stop motion. I mean, uh that is um quick plug, but show that we're doing, I'm doing, it's with one of my friends. It's called Capo City. It's going to be releasing in a few months. It has a partial stop motion element to it. um And it's definitely like doing stop motion. It's so interesting because like you have to really plan out in extreme like detail exactly what you're going to do if you want to do something completely in stop motion. We have it
Yes.
mixed so that it's live action and stop motion um in one, but doing completely stop motion, the amount of hours and time, the amount of attention to detail, I have so much respect for that. Coraline was the last stop motion thing I watched. I don't know if you remember that movie. It's the guy with it was the movie with the mother with the button eyes.
Do you mean
You know,
Caroline?
Coraline.
I thought it's called Caroline.
No, it's
That
Cora.
well, I guess my
Um,
vision. I guess I was blind before I saw it.
no,
So
listen, no, listen,
no,
no,
no, no.
because
You don't get
it's
you're not getting the joke. You said I must have
I,
been blind. So like
do
I
you want me to
expect.
laugh at that joke? Whatever joke you're making right now, do you
No,
want me to
I
laugh at it?
don't.
All right.
No, I
So
don't.
what do you want me to do? I don't
I
know.
don't know. I know.
Okay.
I seen it, and
Okay.
what?
So that movie, I think that I saw that one for Halloween, right?
I think
Because it
so.
was something light, something fun, and I'd never seen it before, and I wanted to see when I was a kid, and I never got to. So I was like, oh, let me just watch it. And when you like realize every single like because you have to record it in, I think what they do, depending on what kind of stop motion you want to do, you can either record it 12 frames and then um I forget what the term is called, interpolate or enter something, but you put them back and forth um between each other. You can either do 12 or 24. 24 obviously has smoother motion, but you have to do 24 or 12 for every single second you record, right?
Okay.
So make a little move, then take a picture. Make a little move, then take a picture. Make a little move, then take a
That's
picture.
what I'm talking about.
That movie, hold on. That movie, I want to say is 2 hours long, around 2 hours long.
I think so.
Yeah, 1 hour and 40 minutes. Okay. So that's 100 minutes. 100 times 60, right? That's we're doing math, guys. We're in math class today.
Hello,
All right. I hope
welcome
you
to the
no. um,
Can the
100
black
times
cat tell us what it's worth?
100 times 60. So that's oh, thanks Google. Thanks. You're great. Now I'm getting exposed because I don't know what 100 times 60 is. It's 6,000. I don't know why
Yes.
I needed a calculator for that. 6,000 seconds. And then let's say you want to do it in 24 because you want the motion to be as smooth as possible.
Okay.
So 6,000 times 24, right? All you math wizards out there who are shouting the answer at me like I'm don't know what I'm doing. Well, you're correct. I don't, but still. 144,000 frames.
I was doing that math in my head.
Okay. Well, first off, I would like to say congratulations on being a math whiz. It is an honor to be in your presence, sir.
You know what's funny?
Also,
when I first become blind, right? I was in Jonesboro. I'm not sure what they were teaching. You remember those 10 times 100 of a whatever you call it, right? I didn't have a calculator at that time, right? Like no talking calculator. No, everyone would just everyone just there joking around because they're not paying attention to the teacher, right? Because I'm blind. All I have to listen to the teacher, right? He's just shouting out numbers, right? And I'm just calling them out in a second.
Yeah, I used to be able to do that too. I think it's there was this program. There's an interesting program on you know, there was this. I don't know if you guys remember Nova. I don't know if they still do Nova. It was a science program on PBS, and there
I
was
think
one guy they
hold
brought
on.
on. Huh?
I think they still do.
I think they still do. Shout out to PBS. I love PBS, man.
Yeah.
It's super awesome. I hope they last forever.
For the next
I
generation of
know it's
kids.
definitely I know it's definitely a struggle getting funding for them and all that. But yeah, I mean they get it by donations, um,
Yeah.
or not completely. I don't actually know the exact split of their revenue, like how they get their income, but I know it's I mean it's public broadcasting, so um, it's for the people. And one of the episodes of Nova I was watching had this. It was all about memory and memorization and like calculation.
Yeah.
And one of the guys on there, he basically held the world record for remembering um um the most amount of digits of pi. I think he remembered like he can recite up to like a million. And this was in
Woo.
around 2010, 2011 when I saw this. And basically the key strategy to memorizing things is association, apparently.
Yeah. It's
Like
like if you can associate your memory to something, you can like really relate to like your memory, right? So that's what like for me being blind, going out. If I know like Clayton County, even me being blind, if someone's driving by somewhere and they just tell me something, boom, I know where I'm at. I can get out of the car and just start walking.
yeah. I have I was out today and I had to really put it into my brain what row I parked in,
Oh yeah,
going to
those are
Walmart.
so those are crazy. Yeah, look. So this I'm not sure if someone wants me to tell this story, but it
All
was
right,
funny.
listen, man.
No,
Are
no,
we
no,
gonna
no,
get banned?
no. It's about
Hey, man, YouTube. I don't know this guy.
This is family. This is about family. This is funny, right? Look.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I got done with one of my chemo treatments, right? You
Right.
know, some cars look the same, right? Same road, same parking spot, probably, right? I was feeling sick, tired. Someone tried to take me to the car. They tried to unlock it, wrong car. We laughed, and then we went on. It's like some things could look the same, some things might not look the same, and you may forget where you park. It's crazy. There's so many things in this world that you
So
really don't.
so apparently, I'm sorry to cut you off, but apparently, this is kind of blowing my mind. There are world memory championships.
Yeah,
Um, the so on here on Wikipedia, the greatest source of all time. I don't care what anyone says. Use
yeah,
Wikipedia as a source.
man,
Use it as a
man.
source, guys. Don't
Don't
cite it, but use it.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Don't listen to your teachers at school.
Yeah.
They say, don't.
Don't listen to. Let me give you some bad advice, children. All right. Don't listen to your teachers. Go on Wikipedia. All right. It's filled with experts who know exactly what they're talking about. They know everything. They will give you all the answers. Okay.
Yes.
Um, so here on Wikipedia, it says it's an organized competition of memory sports in which competitors memorize as much information as possible within a given period of time. The championship has taken place annually since 1991, with the exception of 1992. It was organized by Tony Buzan and co-founded by Tony Buzan and Ray Keane. It continues to be organized by the World Memory Sports Council, WMSC, which was jointly founded by the same two guys. Um,
Well, before we go
yeah.
on, it seemed like they forgot a year.
um, I wish I wish I had the boo sound effect ready for you, but I would be throwing it at you right now. Okay. You know, yeah. Next time I'll remember to put that in, man. Wow, unbelievable. Um, yeah, but I cannot believe that this is a thing. So the format is one. Okay, it says the world championships consist. This is kind of blowing my mind. The world championships consist of 10 different disciplines where the competitors have to memorize as much as they can in a period of time. It says 1 hour numbers. So um
Are you reading like the
then it says
rules?
5 minute numbers. No, I'm reading. It has 10 things. It has 10 things
Oh,
that it says you have to memorize. Spoken numbers, like read out loud, 1 per second. 30-minute binary digits. 1 hour playing cards, as many decks of cards as possible. 10-minute random list of words. 15-minute names and faces. 5 minute historical dates. 15 minutes abstract images and speed cards. It says memorize the order of one shuffled deck of 52 playing cards as fast as possible.
whew,
This is
this is crazy, bro. Let's
crazy.
think about it. Some of these people with these kind of powers, right? They can go to a casino, play a little blackjack. You know what I mean?
That's isn't that I
Counting
heard of that.
cards.
It's called counting cards. Yeah. Where you they have apparently they have a lot of provisions to
Oh
fight
yeah.
against that. Um don't
Well,
don't ask me how I found out. I definitely wasn't researching how to do it. For sure. Definitely not. Um, but yeah, I think this would be very helpful. You think I could do this? You know, maybe if I train it hard enough for this, I can finally remember where I park my car. You know,
I don't think my brain will be held on this
I don't
one.
think
I honestly don't think.
that's man. But yeah, shout out to the World Memory Championships. Brandon and I will be participating very soon.
Yes, if we
It
ever remember.
if we remember to, hey, um, so shout out to y'all. Crazy stuff. Um, anything else on the news recently, Brandon?
Hmm. Seen some couple things pop up. Well, I think we're finally getting become normal and everything. You can see that
Right.
there's more and more vaccines being made, and I think
Mhm.
I can see one vaccine actually. Well, if you guys remember our previous episode that we were talking about the Johnson and Johnson, and look, they're back in the news.
They're back in the news, really.
Yes, like how they were having all these problems. Now they're saying they had a huge step back or something like that.
Right.
Because all the problems or something, I don't know, but there's a vaccine out there that's being developed that seems to be working pretty well at 90% so far in the trial. That's pretty impressive. It's better than like 85% out of Johnson Johnson in the trial.
All I will say is that I hope everyone realizes that in order for us to get to herd immunity, we have to reach a certain percentage of our population being
70%.
vaccinated, 70%. Georgia is below that right now. I think we're in like the 50s or 60s, or at least we're behind vaccination. At least we're behind in terms of the rest of the country. Um, and also people who take like one dose, right? There's this new variant apparently that's coming around,
Yeah.
and oh yeah, no, not even close. It's 35%. So not even close.
For Georgia?
Yeah, not even close.
Look, I saw
So we are not even close to
this isn't crazy. Even I saw on the news at the Mercedes Benz, they were celebrating their 300K vaccines they gave out, right? That's not doing nothing.
I mean the rates are slowing down for people who are getting them, because remember at the beginning of all this it was so difficult to get an appointment, to find an
Yeah.
appointment to get, and now you can just walk in
Walk
and
in and get it,
get it.
you can go to CVS, go to what's that store called? Walgreens or
Walgreens.
Kroger, Walmart, wherever.
They're giving incentives too for people who are fully vaccinated. The most popular one was the Krispy Kreme. I think it's
Yes.
Krispy Kreme giving away a free donut
Free
for
donuts. You gotta
anyone who's
get your
fully
vaccine.
vaccinated. Um, I don't know why America, as fat as we are, I don't know why that drawn hasn't drawn it up to 100%, because when you hear something like that, I don't know
You know,
about y'all,
but
but that
Krispy
sounds
Kreme,
pretty good.
yeah, Krispy Kreme donut.
That sounds pretty great, honestly. So, um, I guess some people hate donuts. In
Yep.
conclusion, um, but if you like donuts, please help us get to 70%.
Yes.
Um, yeah.
Oh,
So, oh, go ahead.
also in lately there was E3, so it's a gaming
I was
conference.
just gonna talk about E3. I was just gonna talk about E3. A bunch of games came out, or were released. Some of the bigger ones. I know people were talking about Battlefield.
Yes, man.
Um,
I'm so sad that I can't play Battlefield.
yeah, I actually never played Battlefield.
But when I first played it the first time, like the experience with really just playing FPS, right? It was so different from playing Call of Duty. Like this is more different than ever. I
How was
like
how like I've never played it, so like because I know I've seen gameplay of it. It definitely looks different than Call of Duty. Just like
it
from
is. It is.
like every generation I've seen, it's like a different feel to it. A lot
Yes.
of people have been hyping it up, um, like in terms of being like because this one is set in the future, like 2042 or something like that.
Listen, listen.
Um,
Treyarch and Sledgehammer and whoever Activision, right? They've been working on Call of Duty games too. From Black Ops 2, right? They went from boots on the ground to like what BO3 or BO4 to being like gravity and floating. It's having
Yeah,
like
I was gonna say, ironically enough, that was the main complaint a lot of people had about the newer Call of Duty
yes,
games,
that's what I
was that
hate.
it was too futuristic and like, it was just a bunch of space nonsense. And like they were like, I definitely remember. And then um, the I think the one that came out was Modern Warfare, right? Or like the
Uh,
new version of it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, and I guess bringing them back to their roots and stuff.
I,
And
I I think the last Call of Duty that I played before becoming blind was either I think it was Advanced Warfare. So that was the most futuristic that we could have gotten.
yeah, yeah. People, it's just so funny. It's just so entertaining looking at, because I'm not a gamer. I'm not like, I do enjoy games. I do, like, I have nothing against games. I actually really like games. I just don't
Play
game a
them,
lot.
yeah.
Yeah. But it's just so fascinating to see like people create factions and get, become fans and stands of certain games or certain consoles or all of that.
Yeah,
I think Microsoft is really throwing in the towel though. I think they're really saying like, guys, like we're done with the console wars, because not only are they putting all, a lot of their games on xCloud, their cloud gaming platform.
platform.
They're also, because I think since it's been like a few years now where they came out and said, hey, we're not gonna have Xbox exclusives anymore. Like we're gonna have,
Yes,
it's either gonna be on Xbox and it's gonna be on Xbox and on PC. Like we're not
yes.
gonna keep them from from each other. So it's
That's
like,
what I like about the newer game generation. You can
yeah,
actually cross play with each other. Like before, I couldn't play anyone on PlayStation if they were playing Mortal Kombat, or I couldn't play anyone on the Xbox if I wanted to play Tekken.
yeah.
You know,
Cross platform, honestly, I feel like it took way too long for it to start to become a thing, but I'm definitely glad it's becoming more and more of a thing for people, so we can
yes,
just just because the whole I think, yeah, like I was saying before, like Microsoft is just like, we're done, like we're just gonna get, and honestly that's very smart. What they're
yes,
doing is
very
very
smart.
smart, because subscriptions are a massive W for any company to get, because they want consistent revenue. They're willing to take maybe a little bit of a hit on the front end to make a lot more on the back end.
Yes.
And that's what this is allowing them to do.
It doesn't matter, like, Xbox Live, you can get a 3 month for like $30, or 1 year for $60 or whatever. You still give them their money.
Yeah, even if you do, get an Xbox or traditional console or whatever, they still. By the way, I never understood that. The whole like you have to pay every month to use your console online.
Online, I
I
know,
I
I know.
never really, the way people talk about it, it's like it's normal. So like I just was like, okay, but like that always felt weird to me. Like imagine like yeah, here's your brand new PC, and you built it yourself and you bought all the parts for it and you bought Windows for it, blah blah, and put it together great.
And guess what
And
now?
guess what? You have to pay $5 a month in order to even play any
Playing
do
thing
anything online,
online.
literally.
So that's
um
what the glory days to the PS3. Well, you can just get on, right? Just play Call of Duty, but you don't have to pay no subscription.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm Grand Theft Auto 5. Don't have to pay for online.
yeah,
Play Mortal Kombat. I didn't have to pay to go online.
yeah. Streaming services in general have just taken over. The one that has really taken everyone by storm is a HBO Max. I want to say. It's funny because Netflix for the longest time was the streaming service.
Streaming service.
Um, and then once all the other companies saw that their distribution model was just so successful and was so great, they were like, "Oh, nope, we're taking all our shows off of your platform and we're gonna
And
make
we're
our
gonna make
own."
our own.
And everyone just decided now there's Disney Plus and Hulu Plus and
HBO Max,
HBO Max and
uh,
Paramount Plus and
Hulu Plus, or whatever
yeah.
you call it.
Um, there's just so many different streaming services now, and it's hilariously ironic that we want to say, "Hey, we cut the cord. We're cutting the cord. Cable's terrible. No more cable."
Yeah,
And
here
yet,
comes Apple TV, Roku TV.
when you literally add up all of these streaming platforms and all of their, everything, if you want to get everything included, you don't want to miss any shows, you want to have all the shows and everything, it's basically cable 2.0.
Yeah,
There's one, my friend was showing me like, because we were trying to look for shows to watch, and there was this one show we were trying to watch, and they clicked on it and it said, "Oh no, you need it was on, I think this was on Hulu Plus. They have Hulu Plus. Keep in mind, this is the paid tier. This is the paid tier of the platform.
yeah.
All right. Oh, sorry, you don't have access to that. You're going to have to pay for another streaming service connected to our streaming service, and then you'll be able to buy it. Yeah,
No cap, bro. That's how they get you. Like
that's how they get you.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you.
So like, if you want to watch, on Paramount Plus, right? You know what's popping right now. iCarly 2.0.
Is it called 2.0? I
No,
saw that.
it's just called
Oh,
iCarly. I think it's just called iCarly.
okay.
I'm just saying it because
Can anyone tell me if that's good or not? Because okay, I don't know if this is a hot. Okay, I don't know if this is a hot take, right? I
so
don't know.
for me, I ain't got money. Go bootleg. Look on YouTube, see anyone post it. Well, I watched like half of the first episode. Like, oh, this is not seem interesting.
You said
Like,
this is what?
like this was like at first, like, okay, get the storyline a little bit right. Like after like what 10-15 minutes, like, why isn't this not seem interesting?
Yeah. Yeah, guys. I don't know if this is a hot take, but when you go back and watch iCarly, even now, it's like, I don't know. It's just not it's funny, but it's not like when you're 12 years old
Yeah. So like,
and you're like, oh, ha, like, oh, this is, I'm just, bursting out laughing, like, oh,
yeah,
this is funny. And then you try to take that and then bring it
to
into
the new one.
a new, and
Oh,
the same audience, right?
same audience.
But just
Yeah,
grown up,
grown
right?
up.
It doesn't really work all the way
Really
for me.
way.
It
So
doesn't.
basically, it's supposed to be like Carly living her mid-20 life. And same thing for all the other
I
characters.
thought you were gonna say midlife crisis. I'm like, hey, Carly, I feel you, man. I
I,
feel you,
I
man.
I think she might have some sort of crisis. I'm not sure, but when I watched the first episode, I'm not going to spoil it, but Carly did go run into a problem in the first episode.
A
Mm-hmm.
problem, Roro. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. I haven't seen. I will preface this by saying I haven't seen the full episode. I watched a bunch of clips of it on YouTube, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not really feeling this. I'm not really feeling this. Um, how, like I really want to know if anyone can tell me what reboots have you guys seen that you were like, yeah, I'm glad that they rebooted this, or I'm glad they brought the show back. Like, what can I? Because any example I think of, it never ends well.
Literally,
You remember they
exactly.
rebooted, I think the most not famous or maybe infamous, okay, from people our age that we know about is Teen Titans, and then came back as Teen Titans Go.
Man, that show is whack, bro. It
Listen,
feels
man,
terrible.
listen. It's so funny because you bring that show up. Everyone has the same reaction every time. Oh, Teen Titans Go. Man, that show is whack, man. I miss the real Teen
Man, it's like the
Titans.
same concept, but more little cartoonish, more funnier, a little. But
It's not targeted towards us though.
I
But what's
know.
extra disrespectful is they took part of our childhood, they flipped it, they morphed it, they made it very, very, very much worse. And if the people
I think
who
that's what
made
they
that
do.
show are listening, I'm sorry, it's objectively worse. I'm not saying you guys are bad people. I'm not even saying that your show is doing a bad job because honestly speaking, it has to be doing well. Because if you flip past Cartoon Network, right, you will see Teen Titans Go, Teen Titans Go, Teen Titans Go, Teen Titans Go, Teen Titans Go.
It's like
Literally,
it's like reruns,
rerun
like
after rerun after rerun. So you guys must be doing something right. Okay. But and I don't even know if it could be considered a reboot. I don't know. But it took an old show, brought it back, changed it up, but it's still around the
just
same characters, the same,
yes, it's just like more cartoonish.
it's more cartoonish, it's supposed to
Yeah.
be more comedic, supposed to be it's
So
not
like,
but
I know
I will
that
go ahead.
what is it? I know that they did the original OG Teen Titans versus the new Teen Titans Go. I'm
That
not
was a
sure.
movie.
Yeah, it was a movie.
It was a movie.
Yeah.
I do one thing I will say, I do appreciate the meta humor in that show from the times I have seen it. I do appreciate the fact that they make fun of themselves to an extent. But see, then but then they'll turn around, and this is the sign in this and see this is the
Oh.
sign of an insecure this is the sign of an insecure writing team because they'll make fun of themselves, then they'll turn around and be like, ha, we're terrible, ha, but who
Yeah.
cares
So
because we're so great, blah blah. And then it's like, okay, but then they'll go ahead and do like I think they have like 5 or 6. I just came across this YouTube video and the guy was explaining they have like 4 or 5 different episodes talking about how people hate on the show. In the show, this is a children's cartoon. In the show, writers complaining and whining about people not liking their show. I'm like, at a certain point, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. You gotta
yep.
stop. Don't even listen. Don't even be a part of it, or don't even do any reboots if you're not willing to take the comparisons. Because newsflash, hey guys, for all the networks out there who are listening, yeah, you're gonna get comparisons, and if it's worse, people are going to be way harsher on you than if
Yes.
you have original IP that doesn't do too hot. So I have yet to see a reboot that is just like, oh yeah, that was really, maybe I heard Samurai Jack had it
Ooh.
like had it like, you know, when they came back for season 5. I don't even think that counts as a reboot because they called it season 5 because there
Yeah,
were
it's just
4
it's a
original
part.
seasons.
So it's a part of the series.
Yeah.
Man, when I first watched Samurai Jack, man, as a kid, like yo, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, that show literally all I remember was silence, him walking in the sand, and then him slashing robots. And then that was
That
it.
is
And that's all I
that's like
needed.
the most badass cartoon you can ever.
That's literally, you know, as a kid, that's literally all you need. All you need
Okay.
is samurais, swords,
Look, you
slashing up
can,
robots. Like
yep,
that's it. I'm a very simple man, you know.
yep. We can be like we little kids. Go outside, grab a stick, go find a kid, and hit him with it.
Okay, well, and see that is why that is why we were told when we were younger that TV rots your brain. So, but yeah, I definitely remember like just I did that. Me and my brothers, we did that when WWE
Yo, listen, when WWE took it to the next level,
it did.
if you have brothers, right, somebody's gonna get broken.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna be broken
Because
inside the house.
after we would watch Friday Night SmackDown, we would literally get like pillow, you know, like the chair, you know how they would get the chairs and they would bring them from under the like stage and then start hitting each other with them. We would get like pillows and like pretend they were chairs and just start hitting each other with and like and you know, like doing all the like moves and stuff. Like it was just, I don't know, man. Being a boy, you know, you just I don't know what it is about us in violence. We just, hey, you gotta love it, man.
Yes.
You gotta oh, we listen, if please, I hope everyone gets the sarcasm and the irony that we're throwing out here. This is not satire. I mean, the satire we're throwing out here, please, I don't want any suits, any lawsuits. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. So, in conclusion, kids, use Wikipedia. Violence is always the answer.
If you want to be a WWE superstar, tell your mom.
Tell your
and your
mom.
dad, I want to be a superstar. You're not gonna stop me.
And if they tell you no, just go outside and choke slam the next kid that looks at you funny.
Or right? Grab a stick and just slash
or
him.
Grab a stick and just grab a stick and hit him on the head. Hey, so but yeah, man. All right, man. This has been pretty funny. Special Father's Day edition of the Easy Beasy podcast.
Yes.
Next week we'll have a guest on. And we will talk about,
you know, I was setting this up because that guy don't see the title. It says round 1, so you know I was expecting have a guest. I think so I can go like round 1. Why?
I think that's why we ended up not having one this week, because I think the universe was like, hey, listen, man, I don't know if I don't know if we want that, but no, seriously, I really appreciate you as always being my co-host. Yes. Coming on here every Sunday at 3 p.m. Please, it's the same time every week. Tell your friends, tell your kids, tell whoever. Please don't tell your kids; they shouldn't be watching this. Tell whoever. Share, like, comment, subscribe, do everything. This has been the Easy Beasy podcast.
And we're out.
Keep it easy and beasy. We out.